Spent the last 2 nights in my home shop working on the new Calderwood assembly table. Cutting down the parts, making leveling feet for the legs. Pre-drilled, gonna take it over and assemble. Take apart the PASIC sled dolly for some extra pieces. That's an integrated feature. You'll see. It is brisk today. That was if you unlock the truck. Load her in.
Seriously.
Bill's been laying down color on the guitar bodies. I know he did layout for the tuners to drill some holes, taped them off. I think he's laying color on the headstocks. Yep. I'm putting together the big assembly table. 12 by 12 child size rope drum.
Yeah, man, this thing's gonna be really cool. It's for the Civil War Troopers Fife and Drum Corps. I made a child size bass drum for them a while back. For those of you that aren't familiar, fife and drum is a very, very family-centric activity. Kids tend to start very young playing fifes or drums, and which is kind of cool, actually. But you know, for the real little kids that are learning drums, there's really no good option. Cooperman makes a 10-inch toy drum, but it's really a toy. I mean, you can't make it sound good. So to have drums that are, you know, small for like, you know, 6 to 8 year olds that are actually the appropriate size and actually are good instruments that play well, I think is really cool. So trying to keep the costs as low as possible. They're still a little expensive for a kid, but they're also like real instruments, you know? So yeah, this thing's gonna be sweet, dude.
What's the top coat on that?
That's just the regular marine varnish. It's a Total Boat Lust.
I had to go to the Lowe's in Brockton for more screws because I underestimated the amount of screws in a box. And the USS Calderwood is taking a lot over here.
Yeah, that's a bit of a boat, isn't it?
Nailed it.
Boom. But the finish, this is like, first of all, the kind of like hammered look is definitely hiding a lot of sins for me right now.
Oh yeah.
Which I like. I was trying to like spray some like rust colored stuff, just like spots here and there look like oxidation. I did that on the bodies. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's going to be cool or lame.
I still have that metal paint at home.
Oh yeah.
You could always like dry brush it on really thin, and then hit it with that patina spray. If it's still good. I mean, I've had it for a while. Meanwhile, I'm trying to get my blocking at an angle that these slide in straight. I found that if I actually put these a little lower, I can keep the pipes from tilting. And these are built-in drum holders. It'll work. All right, I thought it was gonna work. I thought I could put a block in here and even have adjustability. If I put it a little lower, I could get the pipes level, but it's not sliding in as polished as I want to. It kind of binds and chatters, and I'm not down with that. So I'm gonna take one of these to Lowe's tomorrow, see if I can find a PVC fitting that I could put here, if that would be enough support. If not, maybe a full PVC pipe that goes the distance, and then we just quickly cut a slot in it with the mill. That way we can have a retaining pin, retention pin, stop pin, whatever you want to call it. And probably pick up a sheet of 3/4. I was going to use that to save funds, but we've decided to cut that one up for the ends and go 3/4 on the top, just because we can. And I'm going to hit this with Odie's oil before we pack up.
See if I can cut some leather real quick.
This is where we started. Before it all went tits up and I had to strip it all back and poly this thing 6 to 7 times. This area is going to look weird because that's where the seam was all ragged. We cut it off and couldn't get away without doing a bit of filling, so there's definitely some scars on this thing here. Even if we throw that on the bottom, there's a scar on the other side. But hey. Looks like a giant band-aid.
Sure does.
Making an acrylic template for these giant ears, 150 millimeter ears, being sent to the UK. That will then be used for reference, and they're gonna make them out of what?
Fiberglass. It's some fiber, like they're making this giant pavilion in the shape of the bass drum from the Sgt. Pepper's album cover. They didn't send me an NDA, so I'm okay. I feel fine talking about this, but I don't know. I don't really want to go showing their renderings and stuff.
So they hire a guy in the US to make some mock-ups
of a British style ear.
We're looking pretty good here. I'm really letting it soak in. Occasionally checking if there's any areas that are dry where it's totally absorbed in. I hit it again. I want to even out the finish, and if necessary, I will hit it with a second coat. Hoops aren't here yet, but getting the lugs on tomorrow would be nice. Boom. Band-aid.
Band-Aid.
Okay, I lightly buffed it, aka actually just wiped off the excess so it wouldn't harden up overnight. Tomorrow I think I will hit it with a second coat. This will probably be cured out by tomorrow. Should be able to get the pipes installed top on and sides on tomorrow. Not sure about the bottom, but I'd like to get it done enough that we can put it in its place. And then Thursday is eat too much and pretend you like your family day.
That's the one. Luckily, pretty much do actually like my family.
Oh, well.
That is the cultural responsibility of Thanksgiving, I believe.